So the next graph is a square root function where we have y equal to a square root of bx plus c plus 50. So for this step, we have 4 steps. The first one, we have to solve bx plus c greater than or equal to 0. So this is important because bx plus c is the number inside the square root. So this number should always be greater than or equal to 0 only, so that we can draw our graph. If this number is less than 0, we're going to get some imaginary number and cannot draw them anymore. So always make sure bx plus c greater than or equal to 0 and solve for x. So if let's say we're going to get x greater than something, that means our graph must go to the right hand side. So this is for x greater than something. If we have x less than or equal to something, that means our graph will go to the left hand side. Okay, so once we solve for this, we need to check what is our starting point. So normally, if x is greater than something, I'm going to substitute back into y and check what is the value of y so that I know where to start. So if I have something on the right hand side, let's say over here, this is my starting point. So I'm going to right hand side, so I can either go upward or I can go downward. If I have something going to the left hand side, starting point going to the left hand side, so I can go upward or I can go downward as well. So basically, how do I know whether is it going upward or downward? This is basically based on the value of a. So this is the reason why we need to know what is the value of a. So go back to the square root function and then check what is the value of a. So is a less than 0 or a more than 0? So basically, if a is greater than 0, it should move upward. So this is for a greater than 0. If a is less than 0, it should go downward. So for example, this one is for x greater than something and a is positive, so going to the right upward. This one is for x greater than something but a is less than 0, so right down. This is x less than something going upward, so left up. This is left down. So basically, I'm going to use the first and second information first to draw the graph. And once I draw the graph, then I check whether do I have x-intercept and y-intercept. If the graph has both of them, then I do need to check what is the value. Okay, so let's go to the first example where I have y equal to the square root of x minus 1 plus 2. So firstly, let us solve for the thing inside of the square root. Let them to be greater than or equal to 0. So x minus 1 greater than or equal to 0, x will be greater than or equal to 1. So that means my graph need to go to the right hand side. Okay, so let us do the x-axis and y-axis. So the starting point, if I substitute x equal to 1, I'm going to get y equal to 1 minus 1, so the square root of 0 plus with 2, so that means y is equal to 2. So the starting point is at x equal to 1 and y equal to 2. So this is basically our starting point. So now we should check whether do we want to go upward or do we want to go downward. So check what is the value of a. As you can see in front of the square root here, the number is 1. So 1 is a positive number, a is 1, a is greater than 0. So that means we must go upward. Therefore, draw your graph to the right hand side and going upward. So basically, this is the graph for y equal to the square root of x minus 1 plus with 2. So since I didn't touch the x-axis or the y-axis, I don't have to find the value. So let's go to the second example. This is almost similar with the first one, except that now I don't have positive 1, but I will have negative 1 in front here. Basically, the number behind is similar. So if you go to the first step, So this is still x minus 1 greater than or equal to 0. This is x greater than or equal to 1. I know it again must be something going to the right hand side. But if we check the value of a is now negative 1. So that means a is less than 0. So it must go downward. So if we draw our axis 1 and 2. So again, the starting point here, when x is equal to 1, y is equal to 2. So 1 and 2, upward or downward. But then since the value of a is negative, I must go downward. So this is basically how the graph looks like. Okay, so since the graph do touch the axis, so let us check what is the value here. So over here is when y equal to 0. So I'm going to have 0 equal to the negative of square root x minus 1 plus 2. So the square root of x minus 1 is equal to 2, which means that x minus 1 must be equal to 4 and x must be equal to 5. So this number over here is 5. And the equation is y equal to negative square root of x minus 1 plus 2. So let us proceed with the next example. We have example 3, y equal to the square root of 1 minus x plus 2. So again, we should solve for the thing inside of the square root, let them to be greater than or equal to 0. So 1 minus x greater than or equal to 0, negative x greater than or equal to negative 1. But then in order to make x as the subject, we should divide with negative 1, so flip the sign. X is less than or equal to 1. So since x is less than something, I'm going to the left hand side. So let us check what is the starting point. When x is equal to 1, y is equal to the square root of 1 minus 1, so 0, plus with 2, therefore y is equal to 2. So the starting point is at 1 and 2. So 1, 2, this is the starting point. I should go to the left hand side, so either upward or downward. So let us check what is the value of a then. So in front of the square root, the a is positive 1, so a is equal to 1. A is positive, so I'm going upward then. So this is how our graph looks like. So I need to check what is this y-intercept. So substitute x equal to 0, so we got y equal to the square root of 1 plus 2, which gives us y equal to 3. So this is when y equal to 3, and the equation is y equal to the square root of 1 minus x plus with 2. So the last one, example 4, y equal to negative or square root 1 minus x plus 2. It is again similar except that I have negative in front of the square root. So solving for bx plus c greater than or equal to 0, similar, 1 minus x greater than or equal to 0, x is less than or equal to 1. So again, the starting point, if I sub x equal to 1, I'm going to get y equal to 2. So again, I will start at 1 and 2. So now let us check the value of a. So this one can either go upward or downward. So based on the equation, the value of a is negative 1. A is less than 0, so this one must go downward. And it will touch both the x-axis and y-axis. So let us check both value then. So the first one, x equal to 0, so we got when x equal to 0, y is equal to the negative or square root 1 plus 2. So this is equal to 1. So this value over here is when y equal to 1. And over here is when y equal to 0. So y equal to 0, we got negative square root 1 minus x plus 2. So this is equal to 0. So square root of 1 minus x is equal to 2. 1 minus x is equal to 4. So that means x is equal to negative 3. So that point over there is negative 3. So do make sure you write down what is the equation. So this is y equal to the square root of 1 minus x plus root 2. Okay, that's all.